Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the top 10. I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. And this is a show that we do for our patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10 each and every week. John, how does the show work?
The way the show works is you guys who are at the $5 and above level, who are patrons, send in your questions, thoughts, and comments. Matt and I have not read these ahead of time. We answer them on the show. Could be one question, could be four questions. Depends. We go for about 30 minutes. That's basically the show. We're in your hands, but you're in our hands for our responses. So, Matt, I think you start us off.
All right. First one comes from Tim Williams. He says, "G'day, blokes. Hope things are well, fellas. Just wanted to hear some of your casting or character choices for future Batman movies / TV shows from Matt Reeves. I'd like to give some of my choices first. Also, in this scenario is what he wrote. I believe it's supposed to be scenario. I like it. Maybe it's scenario meets Sicario, and it's Scario. Anyway, Matt Reeves has figured out how to make them all grounded for this Batman world.
Sure.
So for Bane, he's got Anthony Ramos.
Ramos, I think he was trying to say.
Ramos, yeah. Okay. Mr. Freeze, Ralph Fiennes.
Really?
Poison Ivy, Stephanie Beatrice.
Oh, I like that.
Harvey is Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
Robin Aiden is Aiden Gallagher from Umbrella Academy. Two-Face is Daniel Kaluuya. Interesting. And Dr. Hugo Strange, Mr. In-Between himself, Scott Ryan. Okay.
All right.
I mean, I like Mr. In-Between.
Yeah.
And I think he's excellent on it. What about him as Mr. Freeze?
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be interesting. Certainly a lot more menace. I think Rafe is a bit too old to be playing Mr. Freeze. So I don't know if I'd like that necessarily. I think Scott Ryan fits better as Freeze. That's a good suggestion. Because if you're going to make it grounded and you're going to keep the vibe of the Batman, it's much more gritty and grounded.
So I'm assuming you meant Anthony Ramos.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, Ramos? I don't know this one.
Ramos is, from in the
Heights in Alexander.
Yes.
And I don't know that I would go with him as Bane because he seems kind of small.
Yeah, and I know Bane's supposed to be Latino, so I get why you'd go Anthony Ramos.
Yeah.
But
isn't he from Brazil or something like that?
Yeah. And he does get bigger, obviously, because of the serum that we saw teased at the end of the Batman. So you could, I guess you could, if you're going to be having the waifish Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, I suppose you could work a way around that for Bane to be bigger with Ramos. Maybe do a Hulk situation where you put kind of his face, Mark Ruffalo's face on Hulk. You could put Ramos's face.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I mean, Bane's usually wearing a mask, so you never see his face. So,
yeah, I like the Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, I like
Two-Face.
That too.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Robin, I hope they don't bring back. So you can cast anybody you like. Aiden, I'm sure, is an excellent choice.
Yeah, he's good in the show.
I've always liked Batman solo. I don't mind occasionally if there's somebody else coming in there and helping and whatnot, but pretty much I just want Batman taking on these problems. That's me.
Yeah.
To each their own. I know some people that flat out love Robin storylines. And I've had them defend them to me, and all their points are cogent and legitimate, and I don't care because I just don't want that character. I mean, I like it when it's like a split operation. Hey, I need somebody to go do this over here because I can't be in two places at once. So that's when it makes sense. It's the team up aspect of I'm here to kick ass too, and be like, in those instances, I really just want Batman kicking ass personally. That's me. That's me. Can a white guy get a break in Hollywood? That's what I'm saying. Let's focus on the white guy kicking ass. Doesn't happen all that often.
Why are you judging? Why are y'all judging?
So
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on Robin, even though I think Aidan Gallagher would be a nice choice. Actually, I'd never even thought of Aidan Gallagher for it. Now, when I read this, I was like, oh, yeah, perfect. That makes so
Yeah,
much sense.
I agree. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's good casting for Robin. But
Yeah, yeah. Two-Face, Kaluuya, absolutely. I'm on board with that. I love that idea. Poison Ivy is curious because Stephanie Beatrice, people all about her because of Encanto, but remember, that's her voice, not her body. So we haven't seen Stephanie really do much in a theatrical way. I know this is going to be a TV show, but we haven't seen her do much grounded wise in TV other than, well, not really even other than, but like she was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but there weren't like really gritty storylines for her to explore. So I don't know what level she is in terms of being able to bring that through in her acting. So, I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Encanto, In the Heights, these are lighter characters, even though Rosa can be quite dark. She's on a lighter show. So
sure.
I don't know what she would bring necessarily to Poison Ivy. I think Amanda Seyfried after The Dropout is my choice. And I know I'd hate to replace a Latina with a white girl, but I mean, Amanda has shown what she can do with a role like Elizabeth Holmes in The Dropout. So I would be very curious to see her approach to Poison Ivy.
Yeah, it's really good. She is
Mhm.
pretty damn fantastic in that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so is Anne Hathaway in We
Oh, yeah.
Crashed.
Oh, my God.
Dear God, how much I do not care for either of those characters, but hers
Yeah.
especially.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's how good the acting is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you're like, dear God, this woman is so full of herself. This is amazing.
With no absolute basis in reason why she should be full of herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because she's manifesting it.
Yeah.
It's like, it is bananas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the first thing I thought of was the go-to. I should be a producer because it's just the laziest fucking thing. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh yeah, that's a great. Yeah.
But everybody, she's in everything. She's the
You're right.
first name you go to now.
Want to use her in everything, man. She's great.
Yeah.
Northman. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's just fucking. It's laziness. It's literally the first thing I thought of was like, she'd be good in it.
Well, here's the deal. She's Latina. Her dad's Argentinian, so she qualifies as full-on Latina.
That's why I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it. I forgot about that aspect of it.
I'm just
100%. Yeah, Bane's a tough one because you want to get like Tom Hardy was pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't cartoonishly big, but he was a looming presence in every scene.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the lists here, like Batista. I think Batista would be fantastic.
He'd be a good Bane.
Even though he's not Latino. I mean, he's Filipino or Filipino heritage. I made the mistake thinking he was Latino a couple of years ago, and I got corrected on it.
Yeah, I mean, Batista sounds like it could be Latino.
Yeah, exactly. So he could be a nice.
From the racist white guy, by the way. So I don't know if you want to co-sign that so quickly. I mean, it's got an A at the end. He's either Latino or Italian.
Yeah, true. Javier Bardem is an interesting suggestion for Bane. Right, like an older.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like both of those. What site is this on?
This is Screen Rant. Give them a little props here.
Yeah, they run a good website.
They do. Then a couple of suggestions. Vin Diesel.
No, get the fuck out of here.
No?
Does Bane have to talk? If Bane doesn't have to talk, sure.
I don't recall many conversations.
Go watch the animated because Bane has intelligence in the animated series. He's a smart guy. And he's thinking like of these traps and whatnot, how to outwit Batman. He's got the physical strength, but it's his mental fortitude.
Yeah,
the combination of the two. And I'm not buying that from Big Brother. You know,
Edgar Ramirez is another suggestion they have.
I love Edgar. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, so far Javier or Batista. Yes, I'm buying.
I like that idea too.
Yeah.
And Florian Montaño from Creed 2 and then Shang-Chi, that guy. But I don't really see him as, if we're going to have an intelligent Bane, I don't really see that happening. People default to the muscles. You got to default to the fucking talent. You can build muscles. You can't build actors. You can't.
Yeah. Look at Kumail.
Yeah.
It's
Kumail and Johnny. Yeah. He put on muscles for God's sake.
crazy amount of muscles.
Yeah.
Now, the only way you get Sam Rockwell for Harvey Bullock is if somehow that part is way bigger than it's ever been.
That's a good point.
So
That's a very good point.
we're going to have to recast that one. Great choice. Sam Rockwell is awesome, but no way he signs on for Harvey's role because Harvey's role is usually tiny.
Yeah.
Even in a Harvey-centric where he's in Batman's face type of storyline, still a small role. Because eventually he'll get outshone by Commissioner Gordon.
There's some great fan art of Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman. I kind of co-sign that, man. I mean, I know Pattinson is good for the Batman, but down the road, I would love to see Jake get a shot at that thing before he gets. Well, he can't really age out of it, I guess, but before.
Are they willing to do an old,
a
Dark Knight, a true Dark Knight? We'll see.
Dark Knight Returns Batman, that would be fun.
Yeah, but I think you need to have it like Hugh, who's been in the part for so long.
Oh yeah,
to see the old version of it makes sense.
Good point.
Whereas it might be jarring for audiences. Although at this point, Batman's so known, just like, we're setting this one to when he's an old man. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
He decides to come back and the city needs his help one final time and just do the Dark Knight.
Yeah. Why ask
like
so
legit?
Just let it happen.
Just let it happen. Although I don't know if you do the mutants.
It's good.
Or if you do, you change all the fucking dialogue that the mutants.
Yeah. True.
Because it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
At least for a cinematic world.
Oh, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, if you go back and watch like the animated or read it, it's pretty miss on the dialogue from them.
It's true. Two-Face. Is there anyone else besides Kaluuya? I don't know. Mark Strong would be great for Hugo Strange, but he's already playing a villain in the Shazam universe. But Two-Face, Kaluuya's good, man. I'm trying to shake my head for anybody else. Let me see if Screen Rant has an idea. Let's turn to Screen Rant. Two-Face. Let's see. 10 actors who could play Two-Face in the Batman universe. Chris Evans? No. Idris Elba? No, too old. Matt Damon?
What about Jason Clarke?
Ooh.
Or possibly Kyle Chandler.
Especially after having seen Winning Time, Jason Clarke could be very interesting as a villain.
Well, he's already skirted that line in like Zero Dark 30, being the CIA guy that's leading the interrogation and torture program. It's what it was. It was torture. We tortured those individuals. Were they terrorists? Some of them, yes. But still, the tactics and practices were deplorable.
Quite unsavory. Yeah. John Cho?
Okay. Interesting. Does he have the menace?
Yeah, I know. You got the menace.
I could buy him as that DA type of individual.
Yeah.
It's can you then pivot to being this guy that's torn between two worlds?
Yeah. Josh Brolin? Thoughts on Josh Brolin?
Sure, but don't you think he's too old at this point?
He is kind of too old. Maybe he'd
be great.
Maybe he's for the Jake Gyllenhaal Batman.
I actually watched his Hot Ones. It's the first Hot Ones I've watched in forever.
Oh, really?
He's promoting that new Amazon movie, and I'm trying to get a feel on whether or not I'm going to like that Amazon movie. It sounds interesting.
Series, you mean series?
Or series, yeah.
Outer Range or whatever, yeah.
So far, the initial critical response is lukewarm at best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good choice. I mean, I would love it if they did it today and had him. It's like an older DA that went south. Sure.
Ooh, someone's mentioning Jennifer Connelly, a female Two-Face. And that opens a whole new place to go.
Sure.
I don't know if Connelly has the menace, though, as you said. I don't know.
I mean, I like the idea of maybe doing a role reversal on one of these.
Right.
And I can buy that.
Mahershala Ali as Two-Face. Ooh. Him or Kaluuya makes sense. That would be interesting to see. But he's gonna be doing Blade, man. He's gonna be locked up. He's not gonna be doing that.
No. But we're doing hypotheticals here.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
What about Ali as Freeze?
Oh, that could be fun. Fuck yeah, because he would totally be able to convey the pathos of a man who is obsessed with keeping his wife alive and curing her, and because he loves her so much. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
But Freeze is also pretty calm, especially by Batman villain standards.
Yeah, because he's so intelligent. He doesn't need to show off.
Yeah, but it's always just like, well, this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get my wife back.
I would argue quietly that not only does Batman have the best rogues gallery, you could argue he has the most intelligent rogues gallery.
Well, yeah, because otherwise you're going up against Spider-Man, and usually the intelligent guys in Spider-Man have been warped by whatever they've created.
Right.
Like Goblin. Doc Ock or Lizard or whatever. It's like they're kind of somewhat insane. Green Goblin.
Yes, Green Goblin. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in Batman's, they still have their faculties.
Yeah. Okay, should we move on to the next one? Or you?
Yeah, that was a good question. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Tim.
And some excellent suggestions on yours. And what do we got next? Do you want to skip to Hasso?
Yeah. Matthew Hasso here says, "Sup, guys? Here we go. Someone asks you to be the Kevin Feige of their new film franchise based on a comic book universe that has yet to be done. Which comic book universe do you go with? If this question is too sweaty, then go with this. What action hero versus action hero film do you want to see? Cruise versus Keanu, Donnie Yen versus Tony Jaa. What do you guys want to see? Thanks for all the amazing content and endless hours of entertainment. Sincerely, Matthew Hassel." All right, Matt, your choice.
I would say I would say the action hero one.
Yeah,
is a more fun question because
sure.
we just did a comic book question.
Yeah.
Hasso didn't know that when he wrote it. No
fault to him.
Yeah, resend that superhero one with another question. So you double up again, Hasso. Maybe we answer it the next time. We don't normally skip over. We just spent 15 minutes talking about comic book movies.
Yeah.
But action hero versus action hero. What would you want to see? Now that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see who's out there. I mean, you could do like the Battle of the Old Men with like Neeson versus Cruise. Although Cruise, I don't think is willing to admit that he's old, but 60 years old.
He's younger than Neeson, though.
Yeah, but they're both old men.
I think Cruise, you put him up against Downey Jr. They both became famous in the 80s. They're right around the same age. Sherlock Holmes versus Ethan Hunt would be very, very interesting.
Sure. I would imagine the Vegas odds are going with Ethan just because he's accustomed to modern technology.
Oh, yeah.
It has a little leg up on the competition there.
Right.
But yeah, I guess you're probably right. They are closer in age.
Yeah, it seems like they were contemporaries in the 80s. That's why I say that. But of course it's Schwarzenegger versus Stallone. I mean,
yeah,
that's never really happened.
Yeah, does anybody care at this point?
How dare you? How fucking dare you, man?
How does anybody really care? Look at the box office from both of them. And of those two, I want to see Schwarzenegger in this film. I don't care if Stallone's in it.
How dare you, sir? What is wrong with you?
Look, you got to make a choice. Which one you choose in between the two?
I'll take Stallone every day.
Twice on Sunday. That's fine. Because Schwarzenegger's schlock I enjoy much more than Stallone's schlock, and they both got a lot of it.
I know. You do.
You do have the argument of the Oscar and all that jazz with Stallone. You do. But that's also right out of the gate and was never able to replicate. So is that a flash in the pan situation?
Look, it's not his fault that the Academy voters don't recognize what this guy brings to these roles. If you can find me a Schwarzenegger Copland, because I'll concede to you right off the gate, Rocky, blah, blah, blah. I'll concede that point to you. But he's fucking excellent Copland. And he wasn't I don't think he was nominated for that. Schwarzenegger has never come close to either one of those films in anything he's ever created or acted in. Even that Maggie thing.
I was about to say Maggie is probably his closest.
Yeah. It wasn't even that close. I'm done.
Yeah, but the difference between the two is one is leading the film and another one is part of an ensemble. So you can say Stallone is great in Copland, but so is Keitel, and so are several other people in that movie. Whereas Maggie is just Schwarzenegger and the girl playing his daughter.
Abigail Breslin. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
I just remember Schwarzenegger from
Did
it.
you see the air traffic controller one with him? I haven't seen that one.
With Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, the plane crash one. I haven't seen that one.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I kind of want to see that one because Scoot McNairy's in it, and I like Scoot McNairy as an actor. So I don't know. I have a temptation.
Scoot is a very good actor.
Right.
Basically, he's looking at Walter Goggins. Why is Goggins getting all my parts?
Well, Goggins a little more dynamic than Scoot. No offense to Scoot.
Just saying, they're roughly the same person.
I wouldn't put Keanu up against Tom Cruise because Keanu's from the 90s.
Yeah, but I mean, his reign has now lasted with the John Wicks and everything, bringing him back into, and then he's got Matrix and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So you've got he's been an action star for a long time, for 20 plus years.
Where do you put Bruce Willis in this, man? Who does he have to go up against?
As a producer, because he's retired. Bruce isn't doing anything else.
Oh, wait a minute.
Good luck and Godspeed to you, sir.
Wait a minute. Yes, of course. From both of us. Absolutely. Yeah. You're 100% right, my man. Wait a minute. Maybe the answer is Charles Bronson versus Stallone. Both came into their own in the 70s. Well, 60s, I guess, with Charles Bronson.
You found a lesser box office draw than Schwarzenegger Stallone. Bronson?
Wait, how about Bronson versus Clint Eastwood? Who wins that one?
The Eastwood. It's not even close. Eastwood wins it.
Just give us your Bronson, for God's sake. Come on. Would you take out Clint?
No one. Charles. I have one friend that is a Charles Bronson fan. One. Of all my friends that are diehard movie fans, I literally have one. And he is full on, loves Charles Bronson. He's the only one that I know that ever talks about Charles Bronson movies. Ever. Right. And I'm not going to give it to you. How about that? You know?
You son of a bitch.
I'm not going to give it to you.
I put $5 in the guitar case.
No dice on that, my friend.
Oh, it's a shame. Such a shame.
Yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You know, when stand-ups start to feel themselves a little bit, it's always it's a shame.
Yeah, or it's an impression for no one. That's what it is. No one.
I think you underestimate the age of our audience, man. I think they like that.
Quite possibly. I mean, the man that wrote the question is roughly in our ballpark of age. I think he's 5-ish years younger than me, but ballpark.
Who's Gibson going up against? Is it Gibson, Kurt Russell? Oh my God.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How do you choose?
I think I take Gibson.
Yeah? All right.
Although Kurt, I mean, you know, look, he's been doing a lot lately.
Kurt can hang with the best.
Yeah, because a lot of action heroes now is basically just pitting this superhero versus that superhero.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, very few of them have the standalone. You get to make your name as an action star. I guess Batista, who we brought up before.
Right.
Yeah, Batista versus The Rock.
Oof. That's gonna. No, I guess that can't happen because he's not in DC yet. Interesting. Yeah.
What? Well, The Rock is going to be in DC.
Right.
He's Black Adam.
Batista's not in DC yet.
Yeah, he's in Marvel. So you could, acting wise, Batista wins that, but I think producing and making the movie, The Rock wins it.
Yeah, fair.
That's what the public expects, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. How about Linda Hamilton versus maybe
Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney Weaver, maybe.
I take Sigourney.
Okay. What about against Jolie?
I take Sigourney.
Wow. Okay.
Well, Jolie's got what? Tomb Raider and Wanted and Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
Salt?
Strong action movies. Oh, well, I mean, Salt.
Yeah, I could say the same about Wanted and Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Tomb Raider. I'm not a fan of any of them.
Okay.
They're greater degrees of success across the 4 films for me, but I don't think any of them are, classic or anything close to it action-wise.
Ooh, Steve McQueen. Put him up against Bronson. That makes sense. That's the better comparison.
Yeah. Well, for arrow-wise, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Clint's kind of tough.
Jackie Chan versus Jet Li.
Jackie Chan be tough for almost anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at these matchups. I think, yeah, you could even throw, I mean, if you throw in Bruce Lee as a triple threat, I think Bruce Lee wins.
What do you mean? He can sing, dance, and act? What's triple threat? What are we talking about?
I mean, the match is a triple threat match.
How much would you pay to see Bruce Willis sing and dance? Not Bruce Willis, pardon me, Bruce Lee sing and dance.
Yeah, I pay a lot of money to see that.
That would have been good. Where's the hologram for that? We got Tupac. Give me the Bruce Lee singing and dancing. The family wasn't happy with Once Upon a Time. Fine.
Yeah.
Let's put him out as a song and dance man.
Let's reinvent him.
Yeah, why not? For a new generation. Oh, what you didn't know. We saw him dance a little bit in oh shit. What was the Year of the Dragon? What was that?
Enter the Dragon, right?
No. The biopic.
Oh, Dragon.
Oh, yes. Straight Dragon? It was
Dragon,
Straight Dragon.
Yeah. Bruce Lee story, yeah.
He just dances with his future wife in a moment. True. That's not really the same thing, but still.
What about Daniel Craig? Who are you putting up against? Denzel? Hugh Jackman?
Ooh.
No, Denzel.
I don't mind Denzel.
Yeah.
Denzel's a cemented action star because everything else I keep going through is like, Chris Hemsworth versus Bob. I'm just like, yeah, but all we've really seen, although he's done a few action movies outside of.
Yeah.
Predominantly, we're talking about Thor versus. It's tough to think of standalone action franchises that aren't superhero based and that actually make any kind of noise.
No, I don't want to get people upset, but we'd be remiss not to mention Will Smith. Will Smith is in the conversation as action star.
Yeah, but I think anything we're making is going to be Oscar caliber. So he's out for 10 years. Be the first action movie that gets nominated.
He's not out for being nominated, though.
He kind of is.
How dare you? Charlize versus Gal Gadot. That could be an interesting battle.
I was trying to think of somebody for Gal. Charlize is a good one.
Right? She's got Aeon Flux and the Mad Max movies and Prometheus.
Yeah, and Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde? Oh, fuck yeah. And she's a way better actress than Gal.
Yeah. Oh, he settled down there. I'm not even going to fight you on that shit.
Yeah, I was going to say.
As far as Will Smith, could he get nominated? Yes. Do I think the first 5-6 years of this ban, people will shy away from nominating him? Yes. Yes, I do. Right. Towards the tail end, it'll be like, that was a long time ago, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he could. But I think 5-6 years, he's not, even if he puts up the best work, he's not going to get nominated.
We move on quickly, man. I mean, Gibson was nominated 3 years after all that shit went down.
Yeah, but this is an easy one for the Academy to be self-righteous on. How often do they get to publicly be sanctimonious?
That's true.
Where people, it's hard to find a defensible position on the other side.
Yeah.
I saw one thing, but we can talk about it off air in regards to that. But yeah, Will deserves to be in the conversation. It'll just be a question as to when he does get back into it.
It's true. It's true. I think 3 years will be tops, and then he'll start. I mean, I think he's going to start. I think, if nothing else, this is a great motivation to put the pressure on the voters by seeking out even more challenging work. Because essentially he has a free pass to just really kind of push the boundaries and force people to come back to him. And there's a lot, there's been a lot of people defending him. And putting stuff in perspective. And I agree with most of it, to be honest with you. And we'll see. And it doesn't mean that I advocate violence. I saw somebody say the other day, you've been advocating the violence here. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get people to understand the perspective of everything that was going on. You know, it's simplistic to just reduce it to one moment. There's a lot that was going on. It doesn't excuse it, but it doesn't hurt you to think of the other stuff that was going on as well. But anyway, I think 3 years from now, people are gonna like move on from this really quickly. And if he does like good family fare combined with some good dramatic performances, then people are gonna want him back. You know, so.
Yeah,
I think people hate Chris Rock more than they leave on. Just my own
hate Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, I think there are a lot of people that don't like him. I think there are.
Don't like his hate is strong.
Oh, sorry. All right. So yeah, I know you make that distinct terminology. I don't. To me, it's interchangeable. But I get what you're saying. You're right. And that hate maybe is too strong a word.
Yeah, well, yeah, perhaps that is subjective, but hate to me is like that's reserved for
Hitler.
The worst of the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Just the people that we can all agree.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Hitler and his inner circle, Goebbels and everybody else. Like, yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan.
No, you're
Putin right now.
Oh, yeah. Right. Not a fan.
Not a fan. All right.
Or his inner circle. What's left of it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway.
We're going to get in trouble. All right.
Well, that's a conversation that should not be had on this show.
Yeah, that's for sure. The international affairs specialist that we are.
Yeah.
Okay, we should wrap it up there. Thank you so much to Matthew Hasso for that question. Hope we answered it to the best of our abilities for you to enjoy for sure. And thank you very much to Tim Williams for another great question. And please keep sending them in, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting close to the single digits in terms of the number of questions. So send them in. Send in your questions, thoughts, and comments. $5 and above, you get to send them in. Send as many as you like. Don't overload it with 30, but certainly send as many as you legitimately think are worth us talking about. We would really appreciate it. And the email is in the Patreon, so you can find it there on the Patreon and send it to us because we'd really appreciate that. Matt, anything more we got to tell them?
Just follow the show on Twitter at Top 10 Show, and on Instagram and YouTube it is /the Top 10 Podcast with the number 10. So please hit us up over there, and you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
And you can follow me at The Roca Says anywhere as well. All right, y'all take care of yourselves. Be well, and we'll see you next time with another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.